So we're in the New Forest and we are on the hunt for gorse. Now let me tell you, you don't actually have to look too far to find gorse in the New Forest. It's absolutely all over the place. This part here that I'm standing in has just recently been culled back by the Forestry Commission because it really was growing a little bit out of control. But the ponies absolutely devour it. On the field on the other side, which we'll come to in a moment, it's still untouched and it's just sort of growing kind of completely out of control. But the ponies love it. Things that they love is the whole flower head. The branches inside a gorse bush are immense. They are super dangerous. They are so tough. They have got these huge thorns on them. So I wouldn't really go too close to them. There was a story in West Yorkshire or North Yorkshire a couple of years ago where a guy coming back from a pub, guess he'd had a few drinks, fell into a bush and he was in there for like 2 days. He had to get winched out by the RAF or some helicopter. Kind of bizarre, really. Oh, there's some ponies. Hello. They're probably gorse hunting themselves. So in the olden days, what they used to do with the gorse branches was actually use them as chimney sweeps because they are so coarse and they are so tough. It's quite amazing. But like I said, this area has been pretty much pruned back. There's the odd little bushes that have been left that are going to regrow. But we'll head on over to the other side because I'm going to pick some of the petals. And one of the things with the petals is they've got this lovely coconutty kind of, it's a slight bitter taste, but it's very palatable. It's kind of almondy, nutty kind of flavour. And it's very light as well. And I'm going to collect some today. I'm going to take them home and I'm going to put them in some boiling water. I'm going to make some little sort of refreshing tea out of that. Really good for your digestion, but don't eat the seeds. The seeds are pretty nasty and they will give you some upset stomach and so forth. So, you know, disclaimer, forage at your own risk, okay? And make sure you do your own research. I have, and I'm going to enjoy some tea later on. So here you can see the lovely leaves and the petals that are on there. Very distinctive. And if you look closely, you can see these big thorns. I mean, they're absolutely razor sharp. So do be so careful when you're around them. But the leaves themselves are very edible. And it's like, there's a very mild coconut. It's not sweet, but it's not too bitter. And the leaves are very delicate in their flavour. There's a slight harshness in it. You know what I think that would go really well in is like a macaroon or something. So or a very sort of spongy cookie or something. I'll tell you what the tea tastes like when we get home. I'm going to go and pick a little bag of them now, and then we'll see. Another thing that they used to use the leaves for was dyes, and it was quite common that they'd use the gorse leaves to decorate Easter eggs and make colourings out of them and so forth. So kind of popular. You're sorting out your chimney on an Easter. You're in pretty good shape if you've got gorse growing around you. So there is 3 types of gorse you can find in the UK. There's common gorse, which is what all of this stuff is, and it flowers around January time, and it'll be there really till the end of summer. There's western gorse. Now western gorse is slightly different. It won't start flowering until kind of early summer or late summer. And then there's dwarf gorse, the little tiny stuff. It really just kind of grows all on the ground there. So, but most of the time you'll identify it if it's out in the early part of the year and it's enriching the countryside in this beautiful, beautiful sea of yellow, then it's common gorse. You'll know it. What's really nice is when you're walking around these parts of the forest, this is where they've kind of culled most of the gorse, but you can see that they always leave a little bit behind, and you just come across these little bushes just all stand alone, and they just pop this beautiful, beautiful yellow hue. Absolutely gorgeous. So we've got our lovely leaves home. Look how pretty these things are. You can imagine them, you can put them over cakes or something like that, and like I suggested, a nice macaroon. So what we're going to do is just going to make a little infusion here. I've got rid of the stalks and everything. I'm going to put a nice little handful in there. I'm going to get my boiling water. And we just let that infuse. Let's put a few more in. And we'll come back and try that later.
A few moments later.
And there's my lovely little Gorse tea. I'm going to put a little splash of lemon in that, and then I'll try it. Very mild. That little nub of lemon does help. I wouldn't squeeze any in, just to grab a little bit of that citrus off it. Absolutely lovely. There you go, a little foraging tip.